pansin ang gusto mo'y pagkadasal. Wala kang time sa
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the KOR universe. As we continue with our special for the month of December on Rizalian artists and monuments, we were privileged to have a director in our midst whose most recent works as far as Rizalism is concerned is in collaboration with the Knights of Rizal, the El Genio de la Raza, and we will try to pick his brains and maybe learn something that we could use in our efforts to spread the life and teachings of Dr. Jose Rizal in collaboration with filmmakers like himself. So, Sir Dave, if you could say your salutations to our audience.
Pleasant, great day to everyone. I shall say great day because we do not know whichever part of the world you are in. So basically, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. Anyway, this is yours truly, Dave Cecilio, KCR in Knights of Rizal. It's an honor to be here in your show, Sir Alwin Galela.
Thank you, Sir Dave. Now, for those who don't know, if you can kind of introduce your background, how you ended up in filmmaking. I was looking at your bio, and like me, you are an RN. So if you can, for those who are not professional filmmakers and would like to venture into something like this, especially now with multimedia and the internet and different platforms, if you can help inspire those who are not professional filmmakers like yourself.
If you want to become a filmmaker someday, you should take the course of, mass communication, something like that. But long before that, even the Filipino filmmakers before, like Lamberto Avellana, they did not have that, a formal schooling of being a filmmaker. Well, of course, my mother told me that it was an education boom to, take the nursing profession. But I've said, oh, it's a white collar job, but basically it's not that challenging because it's not the literary type of, the creative aspect of being an individual. However, pursuing the career in nursing did not stop me from pursuing my career in filmmaking. The same with our national hero. He was an ophthalmologist, but he was a creative individual as well. Being a nurse is not really shall we say, a profit-oriented course. It's a humanitarian aspect of helping others, service to others. However, what if the left brain part of your if the left part of your brain is telling you to be creative, you don't stop from being just a servant, so or a medical servant. So we venture into this creative aspect.
Cutting to the chase, sir, you have the El Genio de la Raza film that was out during the pandemic. How did that affect
Yes.
your filmmaking? For those who are we are still in semi pandemic with the new strand and everything. How did that affect the pandemic? How did that affect you personally in your pursuit of filmmaking, specifically on the El Genio?
First, I have to be honest with us all here that not a single individual in the world was not affected by this pandemic. So that's why we call the pandemic. It's a worldwide crisis. That we encountered. So everyone went back to zero. Our creativity stopped from there. So that's why our mental health was affected also. So, but what about us who are creative individuals? It should not stop from there. So we have to juice up that creative juices that we have by coming up with the significant activities. So that's why the question about how did it affect me and everyone, a lot. Such a big challenge that we were able to come up with this unusual or unconventional project. So the birth of El Genio de la Raza. Consulting that to another KGOR in Malacanang, Professor Jose David Lapus, he suggested upon reading my script way back in 2011 to title that into something like a bigger, ambitious title, something like bigger than just a local hero. So that's the birth of, thinking of the pride of the Malay race. No, so that's why the genius of the race, El Genio de la Raza. So very catchy and very, shall we say, world-class title.
Now, you have this production, multimedia production. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about that particular venture that you have, and how can the Knights of Rizal, before we dwell into anything, how can the Knight of Rizal make a collaboration with your production?
That production is currently the one who handled the El Genio de la Raza marketing and distribution is the Clio Multimedia Productions. Clio, of course, derived from the goddess of history. So actually, the one who conceptualized that was also, I never thought that, the commissioner for the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, shout out to Dr. Emmanuel Calairo. And of course, venturing, collaborating with him. That's the word collaboration, especially it's very significant in the film industry, collaboration. I bumped into him when he created also his short film, sa ngalan ng Katotohanan, Emilio Aguinaldo, retrospect of a short film about Emilio Aguinaldo. Me, I was able to come up with my first full-length film, which is Watawat. Watawat, of course, starring Chinchin Gutierrez. That's about the evolution and the history of the flag. And I said to him, Doc, what if one time I'd like to consult with you for historical consultation of my script about Rizal. We talk about so much about the historical aspect of filmmaking. And we said it's a boring genre. It's a boring genre because, as I said, okay, it's okay to have that kind of boring genre.
Yeah, you're talking about documentary films.
This one is historical fiction somehow.
Okay.
Because I spoke about Dr. Calairo, consulting that to him. Does the film about history should be, historically correct? He said, no, it's just the creative way of interpreting, not necessarily a precise historical account. So, okay. So therefore, I can, with my script, I can, modify that into something like cinematic interpretation only. The intellectual artistic value of it can be modified, not necessarily historically precise, but basically going into this project, which is El Genio de la Raza. So we just talk about that. But after several months, I returned to him, telling him, because I said the previous or the original production would like to handle this in the middle of already casting and doing the day 1 to day 3 shoots. The original production, since we do not have a contract with them, decided to let go of us.
Okay.
So until such time, I asked for the help. Help, I said to my colleague, of course, Dr. Calairo. Dr. Calairo, can you be one of the actors also?
So, sir, how was your RN degree helped in filming the El Genio during the pandemic?
We were able to proceed with the shooting. We asked the parents also, as much as possible, the auditioners here, like children, should be accompanied by parents. Like there was a waiver telling them that if you'd like your children to be a part of the project, a noble project, you should be assisting them. There should be a really support from the parents. We did not let them, be shot for a lock-in status, like lock-in. Normally, there should be a lock-in for us to be able to be contained in just because this is the shooting is just
sir,
family.
Lock-in
Yes.
would be you will be sequestered in one place and you cannot leave.
That's
For those who
right.
don't know, That's what lock-in
That's
is.
right.
Okay.
That's right. So a good thing, since there was a consensus among parents that, yeah, since they have their own cars, then they can manage their, they can manage and protect their children, and only during that time, since the story, deals only with the family, the Mercado family.
Mhm.
So therefore, there was no a big crowd or something like other actors there. It just, happened inside the house of the Mercado family. We finished the film. Nobody, even an individual with us from us was able to acquire the infection. We were all healthy, so that's
Well,
why during the June 19 premiere, really we really have to catch up with that 160th birth anniversary of Dr. Rizal, the young Oscar Rizal only.
can you give us a synopsis of the film?
Basically just there for him before he went to Ateneo. So that's how simple the 90 minutes. Speaking about the values of his slipper, significant accounts of his childhood, like the death of Concha, like the imprisonment of her mother, like the his birthday. Take note, there was no film that being captured or being filmed that celebrating the birthday of the hero, right? So that is
Yes.
very unusual with this film. So I said, why not come up with a film that people will come out of the movie, or rather finishing the movie, that they have that light-hearted, feel good moment after watching it. Not necessarily with those. I mean, I'm not comparing that with the other historical films that at the end of the film they were so devastated and frustrated because the hero was killed, something like that.
So,
Basically, here it's something like funny, and it's about childhood. Going back to the rural, because it's rice field. Imagine there's no infection in the rice field, so we shot there about the young Pepe playing in the rice field. It's very great experience for us to be filming the young Pepe. Shout out to make it or made it to the title role of Pepe, which is J.M. Estrella. And the family was very proud, and of course, shout out to Bell and uh, Sir John, because their son was able to become a legend.
so sir, thank you for that synopsis of the film. I wanted to ask sir, how much of you did say that uh, when you talked to Sir Calairo, that you don't really have to recite an encyclopedia, a date by date historical facts about Rizal, but you ventured into fiction, into interpretation of what Rizal's youth would have been. Uh, how did you balance, sir, uh, activism and commercialism in this film?